Roots Reggae Radio, the program we like to call Conscious Thought. I want to welcome all the listeners tonight. Some of you coming in here for the first time, some of you been here a couple of weeks. I want to say heights up to the one guy, Exco Levi. Thank you for having this interview with me last Friday night. Opened up so many more channels, I think, for people to learn on your journey, and I think things were learned by other artists in the city about what it takes to get to the next level. Cause what, reggae is not just a Toronto thing or a Canada thing, you know. Reggae is a global thing. Reggae bigger than everybody, bigger than the whole away. Saying it has its own message, it has its own heartbeat, and it's just gonna keep going. All we have to do is just kind of hang on and work with the program. Tonight, special guests, I'll be talking to Chatta Edwards, RasTafari Empress, who's always on a conscious tip, doing conscious things, healer, herbalist, you know, and she just released a tune and video called Murderer, Stop Kill with Black Man, and very interesting video, and we're going to talk about her career and all those different things. I want to say heights up to my brethren called Blessed, who will also be listening in tonight and talking about his career, his nomination for a Juno Award this year. Maybe talk about one or two of the Junos from the past. Talk about his music around the world and taking a little bit of a hiatus from the industry and then coming back with a fire. Pure show mother recently and new tune, you know? So, as this, them say, African Liberation Month, saying, I really ascribe or subscribe to the concept of this process called African Liberation or Black History Month, but also as a black man, we really like some of the tune them with them. We can put appropriate to what this is about. So I would like Z Mystic to give me that Ken Boo there. Is it because I'm black? Oops, that's a Papa Blessed. And I'm ready for the one called Blessed, yeah, got more.
They call it a pipeline, but those on the front lines know that black snake was sent for us to grow.
Can't talk about it.
They call it a pipeline, but those on the front lines know that black snake was sent for us to.
Yeah, welcome.
They call it a pipeline, but those on the front lines know that black snake was.
Yeah, you gotta try that. Okay.
Ken Boot.
Yeah. Well, as we find the tune, there you go. For all the Africans and the non-Africans out there, take a listen to the lyrics of this track. Very important lyrics in this music here.
Dark brown shade of my skin, only head color to my tears. They splash against my hollow bones, that rocks my soul. Looking back over my past dreams that I once knew, wondering why my dreams never came true. Somebody tell me, what can I do?
That is some important information for really taking, you know. 'Cause a long time we are talk, you know. That is making a huge difference, but it's making some difference, so we can't stop talking it. And listening to the tune and listening to the lyrical content, it takes you where Ken Booth is, and in his mind, and he actually was driven to write, but, you know, It's a cover tune as well, so I had to cover that still. I want to say heights up to Jones and Jones, as Ken Booth and a host of people will be at the Opera House. I believe it's this coming Friday for the tribute to the legends. And Ken Booth in the place, you know, real legend of reggae music globally, you know. That's a name and a voice. That's once you hear it, everybody know who that is, you know, one of those. As I say, we're calling Chatta. I'm blessed tonight, so look forward to that. The hat I'm wearing for the people in YouTube land, and this is Exco Levi's brand, High Priest. So, you know, one of the ways to support the artists, you know, it's not only when you go to the shows and you pay cover charge, but to also buy and support their merchandise. Because, you know, he invested, and as fans, hopefully, we care enough about the growth of the artist, and we go out and buy the product. So check out Exco Levi if you like the High Priest vibe that he brings. Support by not only buying it, but wearing it, you know what I mean? Support the vibes. I'm going to start off this week with Standing Rock, what is happening in the United States of America, North Dakota. A lot of people have to be aware that for these multinational companies to do what they do, they not only have support from the banking institutions, they also have support from governments. So all of a sudden, something that is totally heinous and murderous to the human race becomes something that we have to protest about. We have to protest that they want to put a pipeline for an entire ecosystem, destroying the river that has been there for thousands of years, so that we can get a few billion more dollars for oil. You know, and our banking institutions support it, so governments have no choice, because supposedly the banking institutions are the corporation. So when I look at the Standing Rock situation now, I say, like, what does this process feel like to you people out there? Is it just a fight by the native people? Is it all that there is to talk about, their fight with the authorities, or is this our fight? Is this a global fight? Is this a fight of the spirit, you know? The human spirit stands up and says, yo, corporation, you really can't go put the pipeline through this, you know? Because literally, you know this, we have no guns or ammunition to defend a situation like that. If it come down to might, then win every time. There's no way we can defeat them. But the reason this is a so-called fight, it's not a fight with fists and gun, it's a fight of the spirit. So everybody can get involved, you know. This is not something that it's just the native people. Just shining your light, just talking to somebody else, you know. This pipeline cannot be allowed to destroy that entire ecosystem. You have to overstand, says also a reservation where they put the people in pan, you know, and another treaty gets broken because they get to walk in and say, yo, okay, we gave you the reservation. We said we wouldn't bother you again for the 400th time, but we have to break our word because we have to make a lot of money now. Yeah. Why must you fight? What does fight mean? When do we all wake up and protect native populations? Why are they not good enough? Why are these people not good enough for us to defend them? What is it about them that we actually stand by and watch them being decimated by humanity? We watch movies with cowboy and Indians from way back, since the movie thing, silent pictures. And we've been watching the Indians lose every possible fight. John Wayne never loses to them. I don't think Clint Eastwood lose to none of them yet, right? So the ingrained image is that they're always the enemy to be defeated. Yet How many more times can we defeat them? You know? What negatives are we reaping on this planet as we allow the snake to continue to murder these people? They call the pipeline the black snake. That snake there. Them say the snake is there to elevate humanity. That is their take on it. To stand up to the snake. As opposed to fearing it. Because we're disconnected spiritually, we're unable to see how much we stand, how much we need these people's spiritual strength and guidance to help them to stand. It's their spiritual guidance. Native people, no matter how much they're abused, them still talk about spirituality. They won't stop it. Why is Christianity able to preach, judge not, and charity to all man, yet murders anyone who refuses to accept their ideology? You want to count the amount of people the Catholic or the Anglican churches have murdered in the past 500 years? Regin, you'd have a calculator big enough, okay? And that's in the name of Christianity. So how are you going to trust a group of people who are able to murder and justify it by saying God told them to do so? No, God, no way, not tell nobody if you kill nobody. So when they can't take on that business, I'll go with it and I see it. If your God is so great, Christians I'm talking to, if your God is so great and all powerful, He will come and get us in His time. What is with your aggressive timetable, or timetables that you seem to have been setting through the centuries? Why do you need to murder to get His point across? I don't think that has anything to do with His message. This is a very beautiful, beautiful spiritual moment for humanity. We have a choice to make. We can decide. We can succumb to the corporation as we have been programmed to do from birth, or we don't. The collective spirituality on the planet is needed for this fight. Do not believe that you are too insignificant to be at service. Do not underestimate the spiritual light that shines greater than you can see. Or the corporation does its thing, drives the pipeline through and destroys the environment and the ecosystem in the area, and the native man moves on to the concentration camp, reservation, that they have been living on, but have to move somewhere else now because that's what the treaty says. Then some of us march and protest and give speeches and figure out who matters and yell and march some more. Yet no dent happens in the confidence of the corporation. On to the next project, on to the next violation against humanity. Same cycle, no change. I hear them saying, you are conquered people. We don't actually say it, but we thought that you would have adjusted and assimilated by now. This is good as it will ever get for you people. Acceptance on your part would greatly ease the process for all concerned. That's what them I said to we all the while. As far back as 1492, them people, have made these three ships sound like the saviors of the world. Say it with me, people. The Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Why would a native man or African descendant have any loving affinity to these three ships? These ships were sent to scout our lands in order to come back and murder us. So why must we be forced to celebrate these names? And every native and every black man worldwide knows these three ships. And it's in all our history books. As North American history. The voice in the back of my head says once again, you are conquered people. We don't actually say it, but we thought that you would have adjusted and assimilated by now. This is as good as it will ever get for you people. Acceptance on your part would greatly ease the process for all concerned. Connection to Native people and African people is incredible. See, the corporation expects us to accept this crap. We don't have to. So I'm going to play a tune for you, say. And I guess I have to say to that, I don't learn these two words, Mini with Choni. I don't know if it's Apache, but it's native language. Mini with Choni, it means water is life, a very blatant truth, yet we still have to say it. So Z Mystic, give me that Standing Rock tune that was done by the Black Eyed Peas and a collaboration of many native people. And people open up in the eyes because we need as much spiritual love going to Standing Rock, because that can make a change, believe it or not. Run tune selector.
They call it a pipeline, but those on the front lines know that black snake was sent for us to grow, to shed the skin our ancestors pray, of wounds old and calloused, stay, so that we may unite, unity our tool. No weapons are found in this court of rule. Men becoming kiai, steadfast in their guard, protecting women's hearts as their song become roots. Roots to cast out healing for all sentient beings, to honor sacred mother, heart forward we heal. The salmon will run, the mountain will breathe, the rivers will flow. The rainbow is here and prophecy tells us all generations will hear.
Nations and our people that been living here for thousands of years. We've been fighting for our freedom since Selena and the Pinta and the Santa Maria. Like Geronimo, Satan Bull, Red Cloud, Crazy Horse, Leonard Peltier. Now they poisoning the waters for our sons and our daughters, so we on the frontier. We one nation, one cause, one people, one tribe. Now it's us against the pipeline. Get on your feet for standing back, and we'll show you how strong we could be when we unify. To all my native people.
The exact same energy we are bringing. People, what is happening in North Dakota, it's not a native issue. It's a everybody issue. It's your issue. There is no one coming to save us but ourselves. It's that simple. Everybody keeps waiting for governments or legislations to save us. It's not going to happen. I'm gonna ask the item for looking at yourself and also stop being selfish about, picking up the children from babysitting in time and paying the babysitting bill on time, getting our RSPs together, paying a mortgage, paying your rent, car payments, insurance, money for the date. Rasta, humanity is in need of the spiritual people. You can change what we're living in if you let your spirit shine. The fight we're fighting is not a physical fight. That's what they want us to focus on, because they have all the guns. You can't stop a spiritual fight unless you have a spirit yourself. So people, you have a choice. You truly have a choice. Yeah, we'll play some more music. I love the music. And we're gonna contact Miss Chatta real soon. Stay close to the line, my sister, and I'm coming for you. And to the one called The Mighty Blessed, you don't know, it was a wonderful conversation today, but now if I hang up the phone upon him, because once men start talking, it's over. Let's keep on the phone for the next hour and we don't have to talk about tonight. So, yeah, I'm gonna play in the interview with Exco Levi, we talked about this track. It's off the Countryman album. It's called Under the Sheets. It's more like a Valentine's business, I know. It's a lovey-dovey thing, but Rastaman sing about all kind of things, see? So selector, give me the Under the Sheets. It is Dean Frazier on the saxophone.
Under my sheet, I swear I wanna get you, girl. Under my sheet, I'm surely gonna.
Yeah, man. That's the twin spin for the one called Exco Levi. That track Siren is nominated along with Amoy Blessed. I think Dogmatics have a thing in a hat in the ring, and others after. Anyway, as usual, I like enough to look up the information anyway. Stop asking me about it, and I'm going to do some work to support Canada or find out information too. The next little portion of the program, I'm going to play this track. It is by my sister, Chatta. Chatta has been around a few years, bringing it consciously, constantly. Bringing, you know, one of the things that I was impressed about was her, maybe she can expound on it, is the holistic work that she does. You know, she's taken degrees in holistic healing, and reggae artist, fashionista. I mean, she just bring it proper, you know what I mean? And it's a blessing to see a Rastafari Empress do what she's doing and shining fear light and elevating the rest of us and elevating everybody around her. This is the time, and it's obvious to me that, you know, with people around like herself and Exco Levi, blessed to see Rastafari people doing positive things to elevate the next generation. And see, so this track now, it's called Murderer. Stop killing our black man. See? And we will, by the time we come back, we'll have Chatta on the phone.
Chatta tired of the foolishness, y'all.
So, I think yes. Empress Chatta, you know the place. Chatta, you know what?
Hi, how you doing?
Very blessed, my sister. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to really deal with something that is this important. You know,
Yeah.
see this track. But before we come to the track, you know, let's introduce you, man. Let's talk about our previous time to this and what brought Chatta to the world of reggae music and DJing and little things like that. Let's go there first, if you don't mind.
Sure. Well, I started out really young, probably like grade 8, grade 9, had did talent shows and whatnot. And reggae was my thing. I used to watch my brother and in the garage doing their thing. I just stand at the corner and watch what they're doing. And, you know, when I came into it, my name was Lady T, actually. I did hip hop. And from there, I went back into reggae. I did reggae, like, you know, roots reggae. And I know my initial genre of music is dancehall. So now I'm actually getting back into my dancehall. And I feel that it's important to put certain knowledge in the dancehall, because in the dancehall right now, many of the topics are, you know, either violent or black or whatnot, and that's not what I'm about. Conscious dancehall artist is what I'm about. And, you know, I was given the name Chatta, actually Baby Chatta from Snow's manager back in the day.
Yes.
And that's because I chat really fast when I'm on the mic at times. And then as I grew older, I took out the baby and it's just Chatta.
See?
And so here I am.
So I've been watching you and listening to your music, and Actually, one of the things that I must say up front is that I'm very blessed to watch you while you promote your work.
Thank you.
Where other people kind of sit back and wait for somebody to do something for them.
Yeah.
You not wait for nobody at all. What happened to that?
No, you can't. You cannot. Once you have a vision, only you can fulfill that to the fullest and when you want to, when you want that to drop. So anything, you should always be promoting yourself and any little time you get, because it's your vision. You're fulfilling your life purpose and you shouldn't let anyone wait for anyone to do that for you.
Yeah. Well, that is the problem I think we might have a little bit within the our little Canadian reggae fraternity, because some of us seem to think that somebody's going to be out there to defend the thing for we. And,
right.
And here we are 50 years later or more since reggae's been in this country. We're really not exporting the music the way I think we should be or could be.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And we've spent a lot of time blaming the system here that is actually deliberately set up to block what we're doing. But if you have an obstacle, I don't know why we're not going around or through or over it, because reggae music not really make nothing stop it.
Yeah.
So I like what you've done in the way of just really positive and strong self-promotion.
Thank you.
And people notice that, and that is something where you have to spread to the next generation coming behind you too.
Yeah, I mean, in order to, in the process of doing your project, from the video, the recording, the mastering, the this, the that, you're not going to go through all this work and then just not promote it. It doesn't make any sense. And especially if the message is powerful, you'd like that to spread worldwide, right?
See.
Right, so.
Yeah, for real. But I just commended you for it. And one of the things, totally different out of left field, but it's still part of what you're about as it pertains to healing and holistic work and all the different things, naturopathic work that you do. My little sister sent me a note to ask you, which is something I'd really like to talk about on here if you can, as it pertains to cancer and food choices and, but you have some history with this and some information that you have imparted previously, but I want to hear it from my show a little bit, see. So tell me a little bit about that before I come back to your music.
Okay, well, it all depends on what type of cancer, but okay, from a foundation point of view, a lot of the foods that we're eating, conventional food, detrimental to the system. A lot of people are still eating white rice, white bread, white flour. The same ingredient in school glue is actually in these foods, and they're binding up your system, literally. And they're causing acidity in your system, causing things like arthritis. And the oils, they're cooking with oils, like canola oil, corn oil, like everything that actually swimming in the oil. Then you can use coconut oil. What else? They're using tin can condensed milk, evaporated milk. I'm naming most of the foods that people are eating, like the white water crackers, salt.
The whole of West Indian culture.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I want to talk about salt for a minute, because you see when you have high blood pressure and the doctor says to stay away from salt, it's not the real salt, which contains 92 minerals. That has all the minerals, and that actually helps to balance your blood pressure. But it's the conventional salt, they take out the minerals and they leave 2, sodium chloride. That raises your blood pressure. And they take the other minerals and they make car products, or things like antifreeze or whatnot. And so you're supposed to be having the real salt. And you see all these things that I'm listing, it prevents the body from going through a process called apoptosis. And what that is, it kills off the bad cells and replenishes your new cells. When that process doesn't happen, it equals to cancer. And so even genetically modified meat, our people eat too much meat, and estrogen is in meat. Estrogen, too much estrogen in the body leads to things like prostate cancer, ovarian cancer, reproductive cancers. So people are eating meat every single day. And, in the past, when our ancestors, they ate meat or whatnot, they were burning it. They were working in the fields. They were doing this and that. And, you know, people are eating it every day and not even burning it off. And plus, they're not organic. They have hormones in it, so that's going to change your hormones. And you know, even meat and rice, like if you eat chicken, you know, meat and rice is a bad food combination. But we've been doing it for all these years. You're actually supposed to have like a mountain of vegetables. And then you have your fish or whatever, your beans, your meat, if you do eat meat, and you know, and then when the cancer comes now, you want to alkalize your body. You want to make sure the whole process. Well,
I like. We see what I'm liking your sister. I ask you a question, you know, and what you're doing is reaming off all kinds of information about, first of all, diet. Prevention, but just by diet alone, and then you're talking actually now of if you are infected or whatever, you acquire the cancer business, of ways to work around it. What I'm trying to get at is that you have very strong knowledge in this information and you actually speak on this stuff. I'm just trying to get the people out there to know how you can bring it, and maybe people can reach you as you develop your business along this line. Because it's one of the things that I find, especially within the Black community, what you just said about West Indian diets, I discovered maybe 30 years ago. Can't eat rice and peas, can't eat oxtail, can't eat curry, everything I grew up on. And the reason I figured it out was because I felt nauseous after every meal. So if you're not feeling good after you eat, then it's not just overeating that you're doing. Your body is informing you that, yo, start, do something else, come on, drink some more water, change your diet for me, because I'm not at peak condition. One of the things that I also have to bring up, because I'm that guy, I noticed that you was playing some football. Are you still balling?
Every Friday.
Yo, guys, we know it's time to go down play the ball, so I still at Exco, so I'm meeting everybody on the park this year. And we're going to do something, because one of the things that part of this conversation is not only that you're talking about, you also know, them don't know, but it's part of your life, your liberty, is exercise. And you're not just exercising, you're actually playing football in a league.
Yeah.
You see me? And these are the things that a lot of our assistants, I said, Uhuru Anderson posting some information where she's doing squats with a whole heap of weight. And I think what I'm trying to say to you is that a lot of West Indian women don't overstand hitting the gym and training the way you guys do.
Yeah.
Because instead of talking about dieting and stressing yourself out, you change your lifestyle because it feels good.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? So I just giving you some holy compliment, because I tell you, I watch you from far, I see what I say. I just want the people to know. Now, come back to that tune here now. Murderer. I'm going to run the track again. And now I'll just stay on the line, please.
Okay.
Hold tight.
Chatta tired of the foolishness, y'all. I never knew that from shut in the head. Every black man I love. Murder. When you're inside, we're gonna come again. Bones are trap again. One more black again. One more child less than a black again. So the ghost on the streets run black again. And you hear from the strong somebody go on. So the ghost still just
Yeah, so now, this might sound like a bit of a idiot question, but I really, so I have to ask some point blank, almost obvious things so people can say, okay. So I have to ask you, what make you write this tune right now at this time? And I won't tell you why I'm saying that, because I have a little thing here I just wrote down and so. Now, I understand the message is relevant now for over 400 plus years. What was the muse that inspired you to not only write the tune, but to put and take a video, like put it to video, music and then video, expenses that are come out of Chatta pocket. Our friend them are come, Divine, a turn up with flag with the African liberation. No, hold on, you know, I'm not done. You have Denzel Washington, I take beating in and the thing. I never know we get clearance for that, but I'm not gonna ask the question right now. But that's a ton of work, so go. Your turn.
You know, I actually wrote this song a year ago.
See.
The video was actually recorded maybe like 6 months ago.
See?
Right? And so I was waiting for the right time to drop it.
Mm.
And a few other obstacles prevented its release, but I waited till February 1st.
Mm-hmm.
When a lot of people are focused on Black history. I waited for that time.
Right on.
And then, ironically, after releasing it, you know, I'm hearing about all what's happening in Jamaica against our women.
Jeez.
They are, you know, slightly different context. We're talking about, you know, the men being killed by police and then, you know, our women in Jamaica being killed by the hands of men. You know, it's
Their husbands, Just
yeah,
talk the talk now, and I'm about to see just man, their husband, them, I murder them.
Right.
Alright,
It's outrageous, absolutely outrageous. So what inspired me at the time, like I said, I wrote it a year ago, there's so many stories surfacing where men were unjustly being killed by the police. And now that you see the politicians in the media, it's kind of masking what's really going on. But I was watching something the other day, and it said, did you know that since November, 42 Black men have been killed unjustly by the hands of the police, and nobody's talking about it right now, right? So everyone's so focused on Donald Trump and whatnot. But yeah, this is the reality, and I want innocent Black men to know that we care. And usually, sometimes you hear it in the lyrics of males or whatnot, then you rarely see a female defending the men. And I believe that when a male defends a woman defends a male, you know, it's more powerful in that sense. And that's why I released it and did that song.
Yo, if I had an applause button, I'd hit it right about now. Because literally, I think in a very conscious way, many of us are kind of on the same tip. And it's the same way I feel about the RasTafari against domestic abuse issue and violence to women. Yeah. I don't think women alone can defend this situation, because in the 10,000 years we've been on the planet, women have been trying to defend themselves, and it has nothing has stopped. And if I really check what's going on in Jamaica right now, it's like it's escalating. Like it's somewhere within our culture, we believe we have a right to abuse our women. Like where does this come from? What is this need to abuse our women? And what is this? We know, figure some respect yourself. When you start out the video with Denzel taking beatings, you know, that's 400 years ago. Mm-hmm. So what your music really is saying, from then till now, nothing really changed again.
Right.
So it's the same message now. To see Black women say something about the abuse of Black men, because you have to remember, I grew up through the 80s as an adult, and I'm through that time where Black men were vilified by Black women based on white media.
Right.
So the history of the Willie Lynch situation, disrespecting Black man and finding ways to disrespect that part of who we are, and getting him out of the home, right? Yeah. I really applaud you for stepping up now and defending on a level, because I think that in its way might even point other brothers to say, yo, our sisters are standing up for us, come and stand up for them.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. We need each other, and if for some reason we have been polarized, man not trust woman, woman not trust man, and this is where we are. So to have you step up front and say it, it's not something I hear much. And I hope that your message spreads to more and more, because I wish you great success with this because releasing it in February 1st was a brilliant idea, yes, and thank you very much. But I am grateful that you have done this for us, and I would like you to continue your beautiful work. And
Thank you.
You set a standard and a tone, and I just want to know that you're appreciated by the audience out there. Because I mean, looking at today, the amount of people that forward this information and thing, and I hail you up, man. You got a nice team on your side.
Thanks. And I definitely would like to spread the word. And, I totally agree with you that we need each other. And just the fact that, you are defending the women with this domestic violence insanity. And it just makes, if a next man sees that, they feel stupid. And I hope they do. They see that, this man is defending them and they're doing something so wrong and atrocious. I hope it opens their eyes because it is more powerful. And like you said, women have been trying to do it for many years.
Yes.
And now it's really time for the men to step up in that area, yeah.
You have given me such a great strength with this, but I can tell you this much. Now that I've delved into it further, I realize how much more work I need to do. And
Right.
I realize how much more silent it has gotten out there.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize that when I speak of honor, respect, integrity, and nobility are the words I want us to say to our children.
Yeah.
We have to really also talk about the cowardice of the behavior, because I think the abuse, some man believes they're right, but if we start to shame them, if we really started to shame them, and the lion them step up and bite the hyena them,
Mm-hmm.
it changes and we can build a stronger nation.
Oh, for sure.
See, and thank you. I tell you, I really appreciate your support behind the situation. Thank you for your music and your willingness to step up and be brave and speak.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Empress Chatta, have a blessed night. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, can you reach her? Maybe she
Oh,
can
yeah, then I can't get rid of you yet. Hold on.
give out her.
I need, you see, I getting help from a bridge general in the car. He's an experienced radio man,
Mm-hmm.
Where do you find Chatta? Give me some information, especially musically and especially your holistic or your information that you could impart to people as Dr. Chatta.
Okay, my email for that is dr.trisha, Tricia,
Yes.
@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Say it again, please, slowly.
Dr.
Dr.
dot
Trisha.
Tricia, Tricia,
See?
Edwards
Edwards.
@gmail.com.
@gmail.com.
Yeah.
See? So anything I need to know about health and holistic work and fitness and stuff like that, Dr. Chatta is on the case.
Right. And in terms of my music, Facebook is Chatta Edwards, Instagram is Chatta Chat. So it's Twitter. But if you forget all that, you just go to chatta.ca and everything will be there.
Chatta.ca.
Yeah.
Yo, blessed love Empress, thank you so much for blazing your light. And you have me in a corner, trust me.
Thank you so much.
Blessed love, Chatta.
Have a good night.
You too.
Goodbye.
One more time. Yeah, that was the boss. Where were that tune again, you know? Triple spin. Cause she's worked that time and that effort. See?
Oh, shucks. I know it that one.
No, we're running something else right now still. Different things, uplifting things. And she's been at it a while. And so, again, I implore many of you, this stuff you won't get on mainstream media, so look it up. Chatta.ca. You know, look at you, them want mess with star, we can't deal with the thing. Here we have him on the line, the mighty blessed. We have some brother.
King, there. Okay.
That's the voice. Love that voice for
Yeah,
a
man.
long time.
Long time, man.
We've been traveling a long road, you and I, together and separately doing our own business and your career and the amount of times the Canadian flag wave when you were performing or singing or on the radio. Flow 93.5 when the station just bust out. They did a great amount of work to put your music out there and put you out there.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Like you've been through some things and then they look at hiatus and then before that couple of Juno awards and alright, so well, let's start out. We're not start out with the Juno nomination this year again yet. What I want to ask you just for the people I'm going to want to start out kind of hot with you, but you're never in trouble with me, so you're good. What does it feel like to have your music go #1 in the charts in another continent, in a country like Germany, and it can't go #1 in Toronto? Can you tell me what is your thought process when that happens?
Well, that's not how I look at it still, because
Alright, good.
in my eyes, it went #1 in Canada because it also won maybe Juno Awards for the year 2005.
Good look.
You know what I mean? So it did go #1 here.
Yeah.
It did. I mean, as I said, just having a #1 anywhere is a great feeling because that's what you aim. It's not even about the charts, but you want people to love your music. You know what I mean? So the charts are supposed to reflect the love of the people, right?
See.
So when your songs are #1, you just know, say, boy, that must mean that people love me tune.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So it's a great feeling.
Yes, sir.
It's really a great feeling.
Well, enough how we're proud when we hear your music I play here, sir. So when I heard it happen in Germany, for me, you know me, I was up there fire about certain things at Toronto and Canada. And yeah, your track was, listen, everybody heard reggaeton, everybody saw the video, everybody hear everything, see? But one of the things that I always am concerned about is why the track can't go #1 in Winnipeg and BC and Vancouver and Newfoundland and PEI and Halifax and Quebec and like, where is the conduit from the reggae community to mainstream ability? But again, I had a nice reason with Exco, and you and I have had this reason before, and I think the thing that you said to me back way when, and he said it to me just the other day, is that I don't view the music as global music and not just Canadian music.
No, not even just that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, man, we don't say you travel all of Canada, so you know what I'm going to talk about. But this is for just people who don't travel, who just stay in Ontario. When you travel Canada, you understand why it won't go #1 in Winnipeg. You know what I mean? Because there's not a big urban market in the rest of Canada. You know, Toronto is the biggest, in my opinion, from what I have observed, you know, the biggest market for reggae artists and dancehall artists. If you want to be a reggae and dancehall artist and you don't really want to fly to Kingston to go do it, Toronto is a good place to be. You know what I mean? It's a good market because but if you got Winnipeg, it might be harder because they don't have that scene there. They don't have a JuLion King.
See?
You know what I mean?
But that
does have that scene.
Well, you see me there Toronto, you know, King, I'm there Canada, you know. So as I moderate the music, you know, music is music, you know. One of the things with reggae music is that when I used to work with Alchemy Records and independent records, so independent record labels, so I'm in the meetings with all the majors at times, and the people in my talk say like reggae is a niche market. I'm like, how can this genre of reggae be a niche market yet it's played on every single continent and every island on the planet? What is this niche you're talking about?
What does niche even mean?
You see me, King?
You know, not to cut you, just the other day I was talking to some regular people and I say, yo, do people even listen to reggae music no more?
Yeah.
I mean, people still listen to reggae music. People always listen to reggae music, but you don't see. Reggae music is a rebel music.
See?
So we don't expect the fight, and we know that the fight will come.
Well, that's
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
Me say shout out loud in a comment with the question them and the thing them when me have talk to you about right now is things where we know you and I have had even conversations about it.
Yeah, man.
But I want to have the conversation out in the open so people can hear us speak and recognize that the struggle is the same, but the struggle is real. And we're there on it, you see? But we're not bound to it because you keep writing new music, you keep traveling, you keep doing what we do. So it's not like say we're still on and say, "Cho, we're beaten by the system." We still at work, we still play reggae music.
We're not walk around and expect nothing either. You know what I mean? We not expect nothing to be handed to us or to be given to us or you know what I mean? We have to do the work and the work has to get done.
And that is the thing about reggae that I've always really respected about the people and the culture of reggae music. Is the fact that we're not backward and coming forward, and we're not on a guy do nothing for either. We can move on. That's it. And we're grateful. Alright, I'm gonna ask you I have to go back in our history and Anna King. 2 Juno Awards. What were the tunes? Reggae Time and
Love African Woman. Some people call it Natural African. Most people know it as Natural African.
Yeah, that me didn't know it as first, and then Love is also a very beautiful title to put to any song.
Yeah. And it was basically named, because most of the people that were calling in the radio station at the time were requesting Love. Can we hear that song, Love? Can we hear Love, right? So, even though I named it Natural African initially because so many people knew it as Love, we just named it based on the people and this.
See. Well, Bridget, that tune is an anthem, I don't know, no dance, I can go dance, so I don't play it,
For real, man. Come on, for sure, like, every time I sing it, it's like it's brand new, and everywhere I sing it, even when I sing it for people who don't even know it, and you're hearing it for the first time, and who don't even listen to reggae music, they just love it,
And one of them tune that Bridget, that tune that got follow you.
Yeah, man.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that, because you have some distinctive music already. Because when we just play Unexpected while ago, that is one of the most beautiful, eerie, beautiful tracks, Bridget. Anyway, me hear that people are rewind, we used to the Lions Den thing,
Yeah,
and Zygon and Brigadier Kingsley and them man they used to, and Jonathan Shaw, them man they play that track there enough, eh?
Yep, and that tune is a classic, in the streets, classic, it's very controversial. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
it's not a controversy, a real talk.
Yeah, real talk, but it's been there. Like, it's true with them on the radio, but me I tell them, man, enough things, there's enough things that's been true, but
yeah, but it's the consciousness to bring. Talk to me a little bit about your journey with RasTafari. I will switch out like a while. What is it that helps you to drive the music? Is it something that speaks to you as you write? What is it with you and this Rasta thing where you like to talk about?
It's an inborn concept from a very young child. I've always been, I've always wanted to, to have my locks on my head. I always wanted to praise Rastafari, but I grew up in a Christian home where I was taught that reggae music was just music and Ray. You know what I mean? And Rastaman was black hat man at that time.
Yep. We all got the same message from our mothers and fathers and grandparents.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it didn't stop me from listening to reggae music because, I used to, unfortunately growing up in Jamaica, when you're a little youth, you can still go into the bar and go play the jukebox and then
See?
So I used to just go there and play reggae music from the jukebox. But reggae is a thing where you can't hide from Jamaica, as you know.
Yep.
Because you constantly hear it around you playing. Everybody has to play it. You can't run from it, right? So
like the Brazilian them with them samba music, reggae is who we hear, we feel. It's everything we are.
Yeah. So from a very young age, and then when we migrated to come to Canada now, you know what I mean? My father was different from my mother. He wasn't as religious. He was actually into the music. He was actually producing Nana McLean at the time.
Right.
So we just forward plus a Canadian artist, Pluggy Starch Mo. My father is actually one of the pioneers, one of the people them who, one of the original people them who fought to build a scene in Canada. He actually had his own TV show on City TV.
Say, called Pop's name that came.
See, so I don't remember the name exactly, but it was with him and his wife at the time.
Right on.
You know what I mean? And where they
So a forward thinking brethren who pro them culture, like you and I, continue to bring the music.
Right. Yeah, in fact, man, and enough sacrifice, enough times we got to get hungry because money invested into the music. You know what I mean? Because it was, he was a man that made sacrifice for the music, literally.
Yeah, man. My ex-wife will tell you the same thing.
So, may his soul rest in peace. He's not here anymore, but I just feel like some of my success that I've had in the business is like a thank you for all the work that he has done before me followed. You know what I mean? All the sacrifice that he made, before me followed,
Well, this is something where, at some point, we need something of a historian, because I have my little journey at the panel. So I got my blinders on, everybody has their blinders on, but in the meantime, in between time, we need some level of historians to talk about what your father has done for reggae music in this country. Talk about Jojo.
Right. Yeah, he was best friends with Carl Mullins.
Trust me, Bridget. Trust me. From you mention all them other people, me know him and Mullen must have worked together.
Yeah, and also Bernie Peters.
Yeah.
Who is one of the producers on the track Privately that was nominated for the JuLion recently.
Wait, hold on there. Wait, say this song name again.
Cry Every Day.
Selector, run that tractor for me now. Blessed Hook, stay up on the line, please. Don't go nowhere. This is the JuLion nominated track. Since you brought it up, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Come back and reason.
Push it down to the ground. Girl, go make you put your body wrong side of the dirt. Them all will make you cry every day. If not give you no affection, all you do is push it down to the ground. Girl, go make you put your body wrong side of the dirt. Yes, so I go gifts and give your red roses. I used to love you like Israel loved Moses. Take a picture.
That I just wanted to say before going into this other segment now. One of the things I noticed about you recently, in the past few years anyway, is this constant love it business you and your wife are dealing with.
Yeah. For about 7 years now. I've been 7 years, and for 7 years consistently.
Bridget,
I've been a changed man.
Bridget, the two are not constantly post up on loving one another. So, right now is not one of the things, and I will tell you this much because it is noticed by everyone. So man, I'm positive and negative. Me, I will stay with the positive because what I rarely ever see is a couple, man and woman, that seem to move together and publicly, because some of it, as we know, your song, which we're gonna come to this in a minute, has to do with domestic abuse.
Yeah.
So before we get to that, on the other side of the spectrum, as a Rastaman and we worship His Majesty, we say that he was crowned with his wife, which is a message him sending based on the respect him have for a woman. Our man can say them a Rastafari and a beat woman. That's the first thing, man. I just want to bring that to some of the people out there. So here you are, professing your love for your woman for the past 7 years, and she does the same for you. Like she don't even ramp. Crystalline, wow, I know you're listening now. So,
Yeah, man.
so what? Tell me about that business that you and this young lady.
It wasn't even meant to be a public thing or a public display because anybody who know me knows that I'm a very shy person. And
You never say, Reggie, you never say anything. And then since the situation, I said, oh, yo, anyway, go on top because.
You know what I mean? Whenever sure, you're not even know me, you them look like.
Yes.
I just didn't deal
Well, I did because they came to rehearsals, but okay.
Yeah, you know, but the world didn't know.
Nobody did.
You know what I mean? Nobody knew my private life.
Yeah.
And she just, you know, come in my life and just made me a different. She taught me how to love, you know what I mean? We never know how to love.
Yes, I.
You know, before her, the only thing me loved was the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just reggae. That's it.
Well, I like to talk about her in that way because enough of the man them out there don't want to talk about them woman like that because them figure says some level of weakness or something. No,
but them can't free what they want free.
Yeah,
it's a level of weakness to try to live your life according to how somebody feel like you should live it.
Yes.
Like it's my life at the end of the day, I can feel what I want to feel.
Yeah, but I think it's a positive thing. I think it's a positive message that both of you are sending.
Yeah, and it's not a better road either, but you know, like
we don't know.
When I see people fight on the internet and fight online and everything there, I don't think that is right. You know what I mean? Like it's not that we don't have arguments, but we don't have a post it up online. Wait, don't think you're not rare. You know what I mean? We are going to deal with it discreet. You always put your best foot forward, as them say, right? So you're not going to post your dirty lineup on Facebook. At least I am not going to do that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we know that true love is unconditional, and that's what we learned from her. You know what I mean? Before her, we're not going to tell the sister them to love because they feel awkward. It's just a thing that you never do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now, when they call the sister and they can't say, yo, I love you.
Yes.
And they call my mother and they can't say, I love you. You used to feel awkward when they do them things because that's not how I was raised.
I was raised by a single mom, so I am very affectionate and my children, I say it all the while, you know, you see the Lord of the Rings movie there, my picture them call me Schmeagle because I'm the one that I love my picture them, so I'm just saying to you, your song is called Love, you and Chrislyn project that love, and I really think I want to commend you and her for actually saying something beautiful and positive as opposed to the whole heap of foolishness and chat online and Facebook. And I don't care about your business. I don't care if somebody, if a girl give you a bun or your man give, whatever it may be. I don't care. Stop posting that foolishness. Give me something positive. And you have been giving us a lot of positives with your posts and you and your wife, and also your music is consistent.
Yeah, respect for that. And I know, I don't know if you noticed, though, I always go to my way to make sure I wish everybody a blessed earth strong.
I noticed that. You even put picture on it.
Exactly. Not just to say HPD, but to put some effort in anything. You know what I mean?
It's like pure love that
taught me how to love and how to show love to people instead of just being a selfish person, just thinking about yourself and you actually think about the next person.
Well, I commend you because I want to keep spreading it because some man out there, them say like you earlier on felt awkward. There's no, there's no awkwardness. Let that love out. I don't care, the macho boy there. Now, the Junior nominated tune this year.
Yes. Giving thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, it's a rough road. It's been 7 years since the last nomination, so.
Yeah, but you took a personal.
Yeah. I haven't submitted in 7 years. So.
Right, you took a step back, and for many various reasons. So here you are. You've been nominated now, and then on top of the nomination, you were talking about a specific subject. What's the motivation? Not that I really need to know, but I need to hear your answer.
Yeah, the people I need to hear. So.
Yes, I.
Yes, see, the people that my true people that know me really good. I mean, not that you know me good.
Yes.
My first ever song that I ever wrote is called My Mother. And the words of that song says, No man can hit my mother and live.
Yep.
So I know that is life. I didn't give. Empress, don't take no abuse. That's so wrong. Mighty Johnny made you strong. I mean, and another verse said, how could you pull a gun on your queen? How could you be so hard out and mean? Bastard so hard till our job won't lean. Right?
Yes, sir.
So that was like the first ever song they ever released in my life that was produced by Slingshot from King Turbo, Andrew.
Same. Heights up King Turbo crew.
Yeah, big up King Turbo. That song was produced. That's my very first song, and I actually got a video fact for that song too. I had a video. They call it the truck video because I was in a truck the whole time in the video. Actually got played on MTV and
Post it up tonight again, please.
Yeah, you have it. Send it email. It's not a catalog.
All right, I got it.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, not to stray off the topic.
Yes.
So it's not a song we just write because
Why no.
topic of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's the topic of the day now. I'm gonna write a song about it. It's a topic that has been near and dear to my heart. A long time ago. It's just really, I look at it like the stars are aligned.
Yes, sir.
I wrote the song, and the song was meant to be for this time.
Yes, sir.
So when I write the song, it wasn't the topic of the day at the time.
Right.
You know, but when the song is out now, it's the topic of the day. For me, I feel like the inspiration came from the Most High Creator. I don't believe in God. It came from the universe, came from...
Whatever source. Whatever
right?
source, it came from within your spirit.
Exactly, and it just come, and now the stars are aligned, and now it's out. And we just want to thank all of the delegates, everybody who voted for that song, for giving it the highlight that it's needed. Because now, a person who would have probably overlook it now is going to click on it because it's nominated.
Yes, sir.
The fact that it's highlighted now, you know what I mean? More people will listen, and hopefully, you know, music has a very strong influence on people. It might save somebody's life. It might make an empress that, why, no, come on, no.
Yeah.
Me not take no more of this.
Yes, sir.
Because I do not want to end up on the wrong side of the dirt.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So definitely I thank the Most High for this highlight and for highlighting this song.
I thank you.
know?
I thank you because I am one of those people who come from a single mom, so I never see none of my people them get beaten yet. I never date no woman yet when me putting a beating on them, and to tell you the truth, I mean, obviously I'd heard about it in different places, you know, domestic abuse, but I always assumed that it was just a thing, you know, that some man do. I didn't realize till I started to speak to a lot of the women in my life, the epidemic of beatings that women are taking.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Yes, sister, me have been.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sister, yes, sister, you don't know.
Yes, sir.
I've seen it all. Them are friends, them are, you know, we are friends, we are women. I've seen it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so what I ask you now, a big strong lion like you now, you're speaking this very positive, loving energy, and you're speaking about violence against women and negating it. You know, I am grateful to man like you, because enough man look up to stronger man, because you know, I think they look at hyena them and lead the pack for too long with this beating thing. And when somebody like you steps up, Bridget, it makes a lot of other ones stop and pause.
Exactly, we have to lead by example, King.
Yo,
some me singing the song, no little youth that hear it, and I said, boy, you know what, when me not gonna put my hands on my wife like that.
Exactly.
To hurt her. You know what I mean? So we have to set an example to the youth that are listening to us. You know?
I have continued to watch your career, and you know, so we were talking, I'm grateful for the amount of work but you put it in the past at least 6 months. You've done more than 6 months than you've done in 7 years.
Yeah, the EP coming out too in April too, so it's more tunes coming out really.
Just keep it going.
And some mix up tunes too, you know, because we have to keep the conversations going. So yeah, definitely. Look out for the EP.
Yes, like I said, I am smiling because I'm grateful to see you working like this way again. I know you never stop. No artist ever stops. Music is always in a...
Thank you very much, man.
Yes,
a lot of people are saying quit, but how can you quit doing music? Music is an inborn thing.
Yo, Richard.
It's something that's given to you, something that you either have or you don't have, right?
I don't even write music, and music, I can't live a minute without music. So anybody says that to you though, Bridget, honestly, it's either some like a bad mind thing or some little whatever they want to bring in your direction. But I tell you, from a man who live in Toronto or Canada that has put the Canadian reggae scene forward as much as I try to do, it has been a very wonderful journey for me, having man like yourself and Exco, and even back in the day when you were coming up, you did a show with you and Snow and Belinda and a bunch of people. You, Len Hammond, and there was what's your name? She used to be a dancehall artist, and Denise Jones, Carla Marshall. She was on that show, and that was a Master T's compilation.
Oh, you're talking about when the last show that Master T had.
I think so.
And much music, yeah. Then I'm on time up on stage, pick up Len Hammond, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't even, Linda P, my father there with him, because Linda P was a DJ for somebody at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Len to me and Len just love off the tunes, and I say, yo man, I give a little piece, and pick up on the stage, you know, King.
But it's, what?
When Len called me up on the stage, you know, I said, nobody gonna know me, you know, King. And there's a whole bunch of little kids in front of the stage. I say, as soon as I go back and they start screaming like me, I might have just been I say, I just let the thing take off.
Yeah, okay.
After that, so
yeah.
pick up Len Hammond for that.
You have a presence. But hey, me embarrass you by radio, you King, because me that tell you for a long time about your presence, you know. I don't want to get all mushy and stuff, but Bridget, you have that thing. So when I know we are ramp with the thing, like, you know, a new thing to we know what go on. And
yeah, man, respect to everybody in Toronto, because Toronto, now people have things to say about people in Toronto, but Toronto people have never shown me any disrespect, no time.
I think
always love.
a lot of it has to do with your talent, my friend. So, I have a big you up in I see. Now, we're going to wrap up, but I want to tell you, say, I am blessed that you actually were available. I didn't have to ask you more than one time. I've never asked you for anything more than once. You've always been very gracious and very giving.
Yeah,
and I said, Bridget, I know, but I just want people to know, say, this is something that people have all kind of things to say about all kind of people, you know, but I tell you, say, my relationship with you has always been uplifting. See?
Yeah, man.
Errol, look for me, you know, because we know when I come with you, you know.
You know, if you can do a little thing for the station, Roots Reggae.
Yeah, you know what? When I'm going to harass you about that jingle for the Roots Reggae Radio.
Yeah,
and that's what I put in my hand for. And then for the last thing, before we go, I need to know where the fans can find Blessed's music and bio, and can you tell me where we're gonna go for that?
Well, you can go to our Instagram at BlessedB3.
Yes.
That's at Blessed, spelled the right way, BLESSED, the letter B and the number 3.
Right.
Instagram at BlessedB3, Twitter at BlessedB3,
Right.
SoundCloud at BlessedB3,
Right.
Mixcloud at BlessedB, Reverb Nation at BlessedB.
Yes.
You know, just type.
If I put in the word blessed in Google, I will find you.
Google Blessed Bio or whatever you want to find, man.
Yeah, man.
Blessed Reggae Artist. You have to put reggae though, because there's about 1 million and one blessed out here.
You know, you cannot be missed. You will be found. You're a Rasta man. I want to play your tune again, and so I'm going to play it. Congratulations on your nomination. Congratulations on your consciousness, because you've always been this way. Crystal Lynn, may I big you up again, you know, because I know you're listening, you know, so I want to hear a message from you tomorrow either. Yo, blessed night to you, my brethren.
Yeah, man, blessed, man.
Run tune. Warrior King, guy?
Yeah, man, it's the Warrior.
Mothers of the Nation? Right here.
Women of Creation.
Eh?
Women of Creation.
Women of Creation.
Five. Give me mine.
Yeah. So you say the track name again?
Woman of creation.
Woman of Creation.
Yeah, man.
Warrior King. I walk into here tonight and I hear that track. And I had to beg for that one. I love when I come in and hear some tune and say, man, because I learn reggae music, you know, because I don't know everything. The amount of reggae music is already in my brain, in my Pentium computer in my brain. Today I listen to, well, may I write? I listen to King Jammy. And then right after, for some reason, I start listening to our work of tune from the sling thing rhythm. You wouldn't believe how many songs are in that rhythm. And even though the same rhythm, everybody touch it differently. It sounds like 100 different songs, you know. That's what I love about the reggae music scene. So yeah, Warrior King, the reason why I love the track, and the reason why I love Blessed, and I love Chatta, and speaking conscious things, and they're talking about violence against the black race, violence against women, you know. RasTafari against domestic abuse. Yo, I want to say big up to all the people who continue to buy the ribbons at Genesis 1. Every day I get another note. Somebody has sent me either a photograph or a just a big up for say, I got my pen today. And every once in a while people are sending me video of events that are happening around the world as it pertains to domestic violence. My stand is a little bit more aggressive than most, which is not new to the people that know me. The reason why domestic violence doesn't change, and it's the same message I bring each week, and I'm going to repeat myself till more people can hear it. It doesn't change because men don't want it to change. Men, man, us, man, males, many of us like our power over women. We like power, period. Whether it's in the job, whether it's on the hockey rink, whether it's football, soccer, whatever. You know, we men, testosterone is that thing, you know. It's like we have it, and it makes us do some really incredible things, and it makes us do some incredibly stupid things. So we have to be aware of what testosterone does, as women have to be aware of what estrogen does, you know, because when we get in touch with the masculine and the feminine inside of ourselves, every person does have that, you know. You're listening to a Blessed story tonight, you know, and he wasn't really touched with the feminine side of himself, because we couldn't tell people I love you. Well, that's from the feminine, that's from your mom, that's from the nurturing. There's nothing wrong with it. To say, it's like, yo, we're not no feminine, I mean, yo, virgin, calm yourself. If you have day, you have to have night. If you have yin, you have to have yang. It's a process of humanity. See? Tap into those things. And one of the things, like I said, my stance against domestic abuse is not a loving one to anybody. I my job, I think, and my message is to other people to step up and go after the men, go after the abusers, go after the behavior, and shame the behavior. We don't have to shame the man them, because maybe some of them come, like I said, are learning. A lot of these men come from 3 to 4 different generations of abuse. Grandpa, great-grandpa, them father, them brothers beat them spouses because they're supposed, that's what they know. No, Bridget. Okay, so let's go with the fact that you don't know any better. Okay? What I'm telling you now, any physical abuse to a woman is cowardice. If you are doing this, you're a coward. And your children, whether you get it or not, man, there's none of your children, your boy picnic, or your girl, witness you beat their mother, even one time, even once, and think that you're some kind of hero. And if it happens more than once, the chance of you getting any real recognition of respect from your children is slim, none, and zero. And if your children don't respect you, Who does? Who will? And now you have ingrained in your daughter that maybe this is the behavior she's to expect. And you have ingrained in your son that this is what he's supposed to do. And the abuse and the behavior is now gone to another generation. I am asking the lion them to step up, the man them, real man, for real. And when I talk about perfection, because it's one of the things I talk about to people constantly, it's about being full of shit. If you can admit to yourself that yourself, me, JuLion, is full of shit, what happens is you admit the truth to yourself. When you start to tell yourself and justify something in your mind, it doesn't sound right, even to yourself, you call yourself on your foolishness. See? Because I know I am not perfect. I have acceptance of that. But when I speak of honor, respect, integrity, and nobility, I speak on those 4 words because those are the things I attempt to do, inclusive of learning, trying to elevate wisdom, not only by watching, but listening to people talk, people who smarter than me. Enough of them out there smarter than me. See? And humility. I'm still struggling with that one. But I'm working on it steadily because, there are times in my life where I've done some pretty show-off business that was totally unnecessary. And I don't do them behaviors anymore. Yeah? But I understand, so right now, maybe it's not a natural thing for me to be a humble person. So I'm going to work on it because I much prefer humble people to show-off people. See? Domestic abuse is not on our agenda. The lion them need to start name the hyena them. If the man them will beat the woman them continue to grow, they're going to weaken the species. We're going to have weak men running the planet as we do already. You understand? The lion them need to step up and bite the hyena them. We have no use for any man that's beating a woman. This is a message we're sending to our children. If our children start to hear the message, we can change the conversation, we can change the behavior. Nothing cooler than a child standing up in front of them father or abuser and say, "Don't touch my mommy." Now, the sad part is a coward will sometimes abuse the child next. But we still have to send a message, And we need to start going at the abusers. We can still empathize and sympathize with the abused, the victims, the women, and the children. But we need to change the conversation just a tad and go at the man them. Man of a step to the man them. I'm grateful to hear more and more messages coming from different sources of people, from different places in the world, as it pertains to domestic abuse, especially from the RasTafari community. It makes me proud. I want to say thank you to my sister called Chatta, calling in tonight, and to my agent Blessed. As I them know, I am a huge fan of many of the people who perform reggae music in this country. I am of the opinion that this crew of people today that are on the horizon are doing it very well. I believe there is greater cohesion from some of us who have been in this industry a while and maybe work separately and apart, but now starting to do more things together. www.canadianreggaeworld.com, that's me. www.torontoreggae.ca, that's Jason. www.rootsreggaeradio.ca, that's right here. The three of us right now, it's just reggae media in different forms. We all bring it differently. But we're all here to elevate the reggae scene. And we reach out to some of you fan base out there to come and be a part of what we're doing. I'm going to close out the show now. I want to thank you always. The show is called Conscious Thought. Errol, thank you, my brother. Ice Stick, the Mystic of Z.
Yeah,
Alright. One more week under our belt. Same. I'm going to pick, but ask the Mystic for pick a tune for me now. And I'm going to make him run with it right now, still, you know.
I can't live without a woman. Tell me, can you? I would never hurt a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I need to pray. Can't believe what is happening.
Hey, Christopher man.
This must be the last days.
Oh, it's Christopher man.
Yeah.
Things are getting scary. The devil's in a rage.
That you say now.
Things are going on.
That you say now.
Real conscious youth.
I start a penny, me now.
We need some love, women and
Conscious youth.